You've heard of the phrase, history repeats itself, no doubt. One of the things in history that I find is worthy of and very important for us to look back on so that we may learn lessons for today's world is the American Civil War. I wrote a book on Abraham Lincoln's conversion called The Ashes That Still Remain. I know that Abraham Lincoln, like all historians know, tried to be very middle of the road in regard to the slavery issue as he began his presidency. At one point, there's a famous quote of Lincoln that says, if I could save the Union by freeing all of the slaves, I would do so. If I could save the Union by freeing none of the slaves, I would do so. And if I could save the Union by freeing some of the slaves and not freeing others, I would do so. That's his famous neutrality position. However, we all know that eventually he wrote the Emancipation Proclamation, freeing all the slaves. So he did a transition. He had a conversion, really. He couldn't hold the middle-of-the-road position. What I would like us to do and think about today is there are many who sit in the middle or on the fence, as it were, in regards to another issue that really is a reincarnation of the American Civil War, and that is the right to life. The real issue today, which reflects the conflict of the American Civil War, is not racism or race relations. The real issue is another battle over who a person is. If you read the Supreme Court decision of Dred Scott, you will see that it's very similar to the Supreme Court decision of Roe versus Wade. I read both in one sitting, one afternoon, and was bowled over by how similar these two Supreme Court decisions, these two very important documents of our American history are. I was then inspired to write the book, The Ashes That Still Remain. One of the things that we must understand is that the concept of personhood is central to so many of our debates, and it is central to this debate. Those who lift up, for instance, a pro-choice politician like President Obama and think that he is a reincarnation of Abraham Lincoln are missing an incredible point about the Civil War and about the world today. Those people who lift such politicians up need, as the young people say, need to be woke. Why? Because it was the Confederacy that called the black person not a person. Those who defend the right to abortion are saying the same thing about a different group of people, namely the unborn. So the best way to diminish racial tensions in our world today is to come together around common conservative moral principles and issues. That will do more for unity than any march or any song that we can imagine. And that is at the bedrock of recovering a sense of our Judeo-Christian values that have made our country so far so great. We're in danger of losing them, my friends. So be sure to get your copy of The Ashes That Still Remain. I'm Father Tom Koys. God bless you.